Hello, I'm Kendra, and it is time for our weekly book basket where I tell you a bit about what we've been reading this week and let you peek at what's been in our basket. There were a few other things. My husband actually took books back to the library today, and some of the books that we had been reading a bunch were in there. But I have a few to show you. So we have been reading Super Red Riding Hood. This is the story about a little girl who has a red cape, as one would imagine, and it's just kind of a retelling of the Little Red Riding Hood. She meets a wolf, her and the wolf interact. It is not your standard, like, wolf attacks granny story, though. It's more about the wolf having expectations of Red Riding Hood and vice versa, and them not turning out to be the people they expected. Then, this is the book that my son got from our summer reading program as like his reward for doing the little sticker sheet. And it's called Here Comes the Big Mean Dust Bunny by Jan Thomas. And her books are usually fairly funny. They're good read-alouds, and we love the rhyming dust bunnies. It has led to many a funny, batch of rhymes around our house about all sorts of things. Always, of course, ending with the word cat, as Bob does. This is a book that I did not even think the kids were going to like when I picked up, and my 2.5-year-old has latched onto it, and we have been reading it at least once, if not more than once per day, and he's been reading it to himself. It is called Help, We Need a Title by Hervé Tillet, I'm going to guess. I believe he is French. He also wrote a book called Press Here. He is known for writing interactive children's books, meaning like books that you shake or you poke or whatever. This book is about a number of unfinished characters, and it's as though you picked up their book and you want a story, and they walk you through their process of finding the author and having the story read for you or written for you. It's fairly amusing. The art is really good, especially for the fact that it's unfinished. There's not a whole lot of dialogue, but it's amazing how deep and intricate the characterization is for how little they actually say. And then the final book that we've read numerous times this week is called Never Tease a Weasel. And it is illustrated by George Booth, and the author's name is covered. It is based on a poem by Jean Condor-Soleil, and it is very funny. As I was reading it, it's got cute, like, nonsensy lines. Like here it says, you could make a goat a coat with a collar trimmed in mink, or give a pig a wig in a dainty shade of pink. It's got very nice rhyme scheme, especially after reading the Dust Bunnies. And it seemed really familiar to me as I was reading it. And then I turned to the back to read, and I knew we'd never checked this one out before. But even the term Never Tease a Weasel seemed very familiar. Couldn't figure out why. So then I'm reading the back about the author, and it says that she's been a writer of poetry and picture books for children since the 1960s, and she's thrilled to see this old favorite come back into print. Funny thing, 2 of my favorite children's anthologies of poems that me and my husband had from our childhood have this poem in it. So I just recognized the poem from, absorbing it. So kids absorb things. So that's part of the reason I do what I do, is that I'd like my children to absorb some good things. And that's my book basket for the week. I will see you again next Wednesday.